So, I just danced to Falling in Reverse, is new song, Voices in My Head. Voices in my head keep on telling me I'm cursed, I'm paranoid, I don't want to make it any worse. We're all gonna die, but first things first, gonna take the world with me when they put me in the dark. Please don't make this last fall. The voices in my head keep on telling me you're gonna die. I don't want to talk about the trauma. We all know that's a fucking lie. Anyhow, I had to move in here. I don't know when my mother's, I had to come in here. I don't know when my mother's gonna be home. As I said in the other video where I just emptied the dishwasher and danced to Falling Reverse, is Voices in My Head that I don't love, but like enough. I gave in and purchased Blow by a new to me group, Even Fire, and I do love that song. I love the words, I love the music. I went out yesterday and was blasting it over and over again. Hardly listen to anything else but that song. What that means is I'm going to get sick of it very, very quickly. Like other songs of its type that I blasted over and over and over again. Got sick of very, very quickly. But that is the nature of the game, isn't it? Just as is damn bunion on my foot. Never knew what a bunion was. I still don't know for sure. As I said, I have to wait a long time, but I will be seeing a podiatrist. I've never seen a podiatrist in my life. Last time I was supposed to see a podiatrist is when I broke my foot. That was the first thing I'd ever broken in my life, too. And because I was here alone, it was living fucking hell. Worst experience ever. And I broke my foot and was living here alone and was afraid of the gonna fall and then Omar would be dead. It was worst. Worst. No help. Could have fallen trying to sit on the toilet. I had the walker. Omar was blind as a bat and was bumping into my leg, my foot that was hanging out when I'm hopping with the walker. It was awful. Some of you know that. There's about 100 videos, 50 videos I created during that 3-month time. Well, broken foot, if you care to check it out, it was living hell. And someone like me who's been through so many examples of living hell, including my summer of 2009 where I wound up living on the streets here for 6 weeks. Not here exactly, of course. In this state, in this, in the area where one, might live on the streets. Which, of course, is all familiar to me, because I grew up here. Remember when I was a little freaking wild-ass slut, I used to revel going to Access and Man Ray. Neither of which exist anymore. My wild days. Where being a split personality, came in handy. I could do what I did and still view it as, what the fuck am I doing? Why am I doing this? Never gonna know. That's the thing, never gonna know. So, invested $350. Remember how excited I was? This is just indicative of life. You guys remember how excited I was to find 11.5s in this kind of New Balance, because it's the only kind of New Balance I'd like. I discovered this sneaker. I love it. I was wearing it in a 12, too big, and wearing socks with it, but I didn't get a bunion then, did I? No. switch over to 11.5, and now we have a bunion. Couldn't have predicted that in a million years, could I have? No, because these New Balance are SL, they're designed to have large toe boxes anyway. So apparently, you know, I need to not have an 11.5 is okay for the length, but the wide wasn't wide enough, and therein lies the problem, and there we have the bunion. Very depressing. But I haven't been sick at all, not even a sniffle. Any sniffle I've felt over the past 2.5 years, I truly believe is from this house. I'm not the cleanest person, and neither is my mom. Oh, I'm cleaner than her. Believe me, she just doesn't pay attention. But I had cobwebs all up here. No spiders, but cobwebs. Finally got them down yesterday, or the day before. What are you doing? You know, we've needed that molding in the kitchen done forever. Okay. My common sense tells me there's got to be mold, but if it's gone down in the walls, we can't afford to, whatever that costs, you know. Probably has gone down in the walls. You can feel sick and not be deathly ill, you know. And just one of the signs you might have mold is if you feel sick in your own house. In any case, I haven't had even a sniffle in the past 2.5 years. Upon careful examination, all things considered, all things that revolve around that, I guess I'd choose the bunion over, you know. I went out yesterday. I had to. She was having over here, sprung it on me at the last minute, story of my life. Someone I don't like. Whether or not I like the person as a person is irrelevant. If I don't like it all as a whole, let's just leave it at that, okay? You're gonna get lumped in. And I was none too happy. My mom did one of the worst things she's ever done to me. It was fucking hell. And I actually recorded it, which means I can play it on this camera. I also recorded it while I was standing outside, okay? But I walked yesterday, and then I was in pain a little bit when I woke up this morning, you know, from the bunion on that side, on that left foot, left side, up there. I haven't been able to bring myself to look up what a bunion is. Remember, it wasn't a podiatrist, it was the orthopedic surgeon I was sent to for nothing, because my foot was not broken, despite the not very kind, didn't have a very good bedside manner, nurse practitioner, not a doctor, insisted to the contrary to me at an urgent care I went to. And even when I said, how could my foot be broken when I've been walking on it, including like 5+ mile walking, this is what the x-ray, yeah, well, you read them wrong, didn't you? And, you know, you put me through hell for nothing. The hell of being in that boot and you know, having to figure out a way to get home. My mom wasn't doing that great, and I put the burden on her because you know, I'm afraid to try to get home in this boot. I've never been in a walking boot. A walking boot's not meant to walk for miles. It's meant to you know, or to step up on buses, whatever. Little buses, you can't count on it, but they should put that ramp down if they see you in a fucking boot. But story of my goddamn fucking life. And then idiots wonder why I like to show off my body, the aging body that people still like. Go figure out. It's not even about showing off my body per se. It's about being free. It's about dancing for you to music I like, and just pure love, being free temporarily, shutting up the Yesterday I was so mad. And on my little voice recorder that I have, I taped how I was feeling, get it out of my system. What my mother put me through, unintentionally, but put me through nonetheless. And you'll have to wait till I talk about that some other time when I know that she's gone and isn't going to come home any minute. Because I also have to play it for you. But at one point I said, and I'm not verbatim here, but something along the lines, and fuck you if you don't like me showing off my body, blah, blah, blah. Fuck you if you don't like it, fuck you if you judge me, I'm in hell and I don't care. I do it because I fucking feel like it, that's why. Quote a Bible verse. I'm not into that, as you know. That he who is without sin cast the first stone. Stop looking at the tiny speck in your neighbor's eye and ignoring the sty in your own eye, the log in your own eye, whatever. So if that's all the real, if that's all true, like just even if it's not real or true, it has good lessons, really good lessons. So. Woody Allen, who's famous and rich and famous, has to deal with his daughter deciding she wants to be a webcam slut, a solo thing. And now apparently Charlie Sheen and Denise Richards are dealing with that with their daughter. By nature of her parents both being gorgeous, should be pretty damn gorgeous, but nonetheless, parents can't be too happy. But then again, look what Charlie Sheen has done in his life. He loved doing the whole prostitute thing, so he loved all of that, and strippers and everything else. So, your daughter grows up wanting to do that, who knows why, but what are you going to do about it? She's an adult, she can do what she wants. And how do I know about that? From the latest In Touch magazine that my mom likes to get, that I read. Fluff. Do I look forward to reading it? It's like, oh my God, it's the latest In Touch here, so I can see what's going on with the rich and famous elite on this planet who mostly are just vapid. No. But it's here in the house, and, it has titles on it, and I tend to read it, but I would never read it on my own. I would never get it in the mail. I would never even buy it in the store. The only time I ever bought that crap in the store, because you can get it all online now, they've gone way up in price. You have to pay like $5-6 is what I wanted to know about him. Those days are over. Long over, thank God. They should have been over a long time ago, but, It's fun to fantasize. Especially when you're sad and alone and lonely and have your mother just driving you up a fucking wall to the point of, and it not being her fault makes it, even worse. Like, you had no reason, it tortures me when I wake up from a sound sleep with you saying my name or knocking on the door, or, when you have no reason to, you're not supposed to do it unless it's an emergency. And she tries to make excuses, and I wouldn't let her. But no, I wanted to tell you I was back. No, I'm almost crying. No, Mom, do you have the right to ever wake me up, even if no? And I finally got her to, no, she does not. Because it's the truth. She has zero right to wake me up ever. Okay? Zero. I'm going to go on that Dr. Kellyanne diet. The camera's sitting on it right now, on the chair, my computer chair. 10-day belly slim down. I fasted for 3 days before. Did it one time on juice, I did another time on water. Just a tiny bit of lemon, apple cider vinegar, organic mixed in, a little tiny bit. This isn't a fast. You're going to eat. You're just not going to have any kind of pleasure eating. And you can experience a thing known as carb flu, which is very unpleasant. Dr. Kellyanne warns you about all that in her nice little book that I'm reading again, that I've already read probably once, maybe even twice. I purchased off of Amazon years ago. Never did the diet. Thought about doing it, but didn't actually do it. You would have known if you did it, huh? See, you would have known. Like you know 99% of anything that happens with me or to me or I do. Key being 99%. The other 1% is secret. Either because I don't want you to know, or I can't let you know because it reveals my location. Or it reveals my mother's situation, which there might be somebody out there who knows, because back in my drinking days, I would create videos shit-faced and then regret it the next day and put them on private, and I would look, and there weren't that many people that watched it. It would be in the middle of the night. But there was 50. Does that mean they watched the whole thing and they know things they shouldn't know? Well, probably not. Probably not. It could be a handful. It could be one. At least one who knows. Definitely not at my prettiest during those times. Screaming, just